Omar Villafranca is now on the ground for us in the middle of all that devastation in northwest Houston. And Omar, it's hard to imagine that things could get worse, but how are the conditions today compared to yesterday?
Well, there's no rain out here, Josh, but right now we're starting to see some of that runoff fluctuate up. Let me step out of the way. A rescue boat just pulled up right now. As you can see, residents that were in a nearby apartment complex have been being ferried out by these rescue boats, and they're put onto these constable cars here, and they're basically taken to a shelter. People that we've talked to who've come and who've actually got off these boats, they're only able to grab some clothes, maybe a pet. That is about it. We talked to one man that the first thing he grabbed was his medicines, and boom, he got on the boat. We've probably seen about 4 or 5 boatloads at this point. We actually saw a mother carrying her child who was just a few months old. One of the constables actually told me that there was a 2-week-old baby that was rescued from the nearby apartment complex. And a constable also lives in that apartment complex. Wow. I talked to her. She told me she just wanted to make sure that her stuff was okay. She rescued her cat. She grabbed her uniform, and now she's going to go dry off, take a shower, and she plans on coming back to work today because there's a lot of moving around and making sure people are okay here in the Houston area.
Boy, I know residents appreciate hearing that sort of dedication. It bears mentioning that water behind you, that's not a lake bed, that's not a river, those are streets. To the point of what we're seeing now, it was so devastating, this flooding. How hard has it been for rescue crews to get to people?
It was almost like whack-a-mole for the rescue crews. I mean, Houston has several areas that they know are always going to flood whenever they get a certain amount of rain. But when you get as much as 20 inches of rain in certain parts of the city, there's not really a drainage system that can handle that much rain that fast. So constables, you had police departments, everybody, you even had residents that had boats were going out trying to rescue people. We were at a different part of Houston yesterday afternoon. There were people who were on air mattresses, you know, dragging their family members down the street. It looked like a ship canal, but it was actually just a main thoroughfare. And for people who don't understand, this is flash flooding. So you can have 4 feet of water 2 hours later. It's a completely dry street, and that's something that these folks are well aware of here afterwards. But if they're driving in it, you can just be in maybe 6 inches of water. That's enough to carry a car away. Next thing you know, you're trapped in your car. It's 2 feet tall, and you can become a statistic very fast, Josh.
I know you'll be covering this for us all day, Omar. Omar Villafranca there in Houston. We really appreciate the time.